All right, Bobby, you're our intro guy.
Today is a special day. In fact, every day is a special day. That's what our podcast is about. Today is a podcast about what the national special day is. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Joey.
And I'm Imre.
Welcome to Today Is.
I think that went pretty well.
That went okay for the first run. Yeah, for one shot.
Yeah, I
one take.
practiced that a little bit today. I've been practicing, and I wasn't thrown off my game early on like normal.
That's good.
It's a very long intro. All
It
I
is.
have to say. So I was sitting here. I'm like, how long is this intro?
It feels like I'm reading somebody's credits before they come out on stage,
You're old
and
school.
no one cares.
Yeah. Oh, it's because in the movies, remember back in the 90s, the 80s, the credits were at the beginning.
Yeah, they would put the credits at the beginning so people would watch the credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was respectful.
Now
for the
they're at
actor.
the end because nobody cares.
I still sit through. And
I sit
wait
through a
till the
lot of
end.
credits. I
Yeah.
do sit through a lot of
Because
credits.
I want to see what's happening next.
Well, we have a special very guest today. That didn't. No.
Especially
We have a
he's varied.
we have a varied guest today. He is he has been in the Jacksonville comedy scene for 7 years.
Yep.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I made that up.
Oh,
I was trying to think. Like, I bet I was like, I think it was about 3 years in of when I started. So I was like, maybe 7 years.
Yeah.
All right, about 7 years in the Jacksonville comedy scene. He is not from Florida originally.
No, I'm not from Florida.
Imre, I don't know your last name because you never say it.
Mehesz.
Mehesz?
Mehesz.
Yep.
Mehesz? That's not that bad.
No, it's not. But
Well,
it's
then
impossible. People cannot
You
pronounce my
can't pronounce
first
it from
name.
spelling. Yeah.
Yeah, it has 4 letters and people can pronounce
Your first
it.
name's not even spelled like that, isn't it?
No.
You spelled it differently, right?
Yes.
For us?
No. I spell it Imre.
Oh, you do?
That's
That's the real spelling of
yes.
your name.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I pronounce it Emery because nobody can pronounce Imre.
Imre is how it's
Yeah.
supposed to be
Imre?
pronounced?
Yeah.
What's
Imre.
your last name again?
Mehesz.
Mehesz? Imre Mehesz.
Yes.
Imre Mehesz, ladies and gentlemen.
So you get the tongue roll, the R.
yes.
Imre.
Yeah, Spanish. I work with Hispanic people and they can pronounce my name properly.
Okay.
Like, they actually call me my real name, and it sounds weird because I've been here so long. It's like,
Nice.
throws me off.
I was not aware that that Hungary had the rolling R, and I like that.
I like it too.
Do you hear what's happening in Moldova?
No.
Okay. Well, I thought you might, because Hungary and Moldova are like combining. Did you hear this?
I didn't. Is it like the Americans buying Greenland?
I don't know. No, it's a big deal. Like, it's a big deal. I thought you would know
a
about
big
this.
deal. No,
I
I
thought you
haven't.
would know about this.
I try to stay away from politics.
Google
Doesn't matter.
Hungary and Moldova. Imre is from Hungary,
Yes.
and but you've been here for,
2000 since 2003.
I thought you were going to say 2,000 years. I was like, all right, well, this is going to be a different podcast. We've got a lot more questions to ask you.
Highlander podcast.
So you've been here 20 years, 22 years.
Yeah.
You've been
Long
here
time.
22 years. In Florida?
Yeah,
All of it?
all of it.
Oh. That's longer than I've been in Florida. I've been in Florida for 11, 12 years.
Oh, okay.
12 years in
Yeah,
Florida.
I lived in San Augustine, Jacksonville, Tampa, then Jacksonville again. No, sorry. San Augustine, then Jacksonville, then Orlando, then Jacksonville again, then Tampa, and then back to Jacksonville.
Then back to
And
Jacksonville.
now I'm here. Yeah.
And now you settled here
I settled
in the
settled
greatest city in the world.
Jacksonville.
I'm not gonna do a Duval, but you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I've never actually lived in Duval. I've never
Oh,
lived in
okay.
Jacksonville. I've only ever lived in the outskirts.
Oh, okay.
I've only lived.
It's probably the safer.
I've lived in Julington Creek. That's where I first lived when we moved here. I only lived there for like a year and a half.
Is that technically St. John's?
Yes, that's St. Johns
Oh,
County.
really? Okay.
Well, actually, no. I
like
think I
that.
lived there like 2.5 years because we lived when we first moved in. We were homeless, so we lived with my wife's parents for like a
Okay.
year while we were trying to find a place and stuff. And then we moved into a townhouse, and then we found this house in Clay County. So I've never actually lived in Jacksonville proper.
Oh, okay. So this is actually Clay County.
This is Clay County.
Okay,
yes.
I saw the signs, keep Clay clean.
Yes.
And I was like, that's impossible to say.
Keep clay clean.
Keep clay clean.
Keep clay clean. Keep clay clean.
Keep
Keep clay
clay
clean. Keep clay
clean.
clean.
Right? I don't know.
It sounds catchy at first, but then you're like, oh, that's
No,
hard to say. over
That
and over.
is going to end up being a
Nobody's
verbal
chanting
warm-up.
that. Yeah.
No,
for
it
me,
is.
Clean. Keep clay
before
clean.
a show,
Keep clay
keep
clean.
clay clean.
Nobody's
keep clay clean.
Nobody's gonna chant that or anything. Like
No.
we can't see that like at the political rally. Like keep clay clean, and then they just it degrades as they go.
It is hard. I was practicing in the car by myself when I was driving.
Just practicing keep clay clean.
Yes,
clean.
because I'm
I
like-
can't even say
keep clay clean.
keep clay.
I was-
It's because it's the cla. So it's like you want to say you want to say keep clay keen. I want to say keen at the end of it.
Yeah.
Keep-
Sometimes it
keep
rolls
clay
off
keen.
the tongue.
See,
but
I can't even
sometimes-
say it.
yeah.
Keep clay keen.
clay clean.
You know
Keep
what? It's a
clay
lot
clean.
easier if you just omit the L's. Just say keep clay keen.
Keep clay clean.
You can say that.
Clean. Or cleep clay clean.
Cleep clay clean. Actually, that is easier
Cleep
too.
clay clean.
Yeah, cleep clay clean.
Cleep clay clean.
We solved it. Cleep clay clean. We start making those signs. People are like, what does cleep mean?
That's right. We are cleeping.
That's the name of our group. We're called Cleep Clay Clean. I can say that. That rolls off the tongue much easier than keep clay clean.
And my only the only thing I'm really worried about that is people are going to spell it with K's. And
Oh yeah,
I do
you
not
don't want
wanna
to do
be
that. I am.
involved.
Yes, I didn't want to bring it up.
I am very sensitive to K's. I am very
Yes.
sensitive to
No,
K's.
you have a joke. You have
I have a joke about it, but but it's true. I see two K's together, and I'm like, there's a pawn shop here. I guess I won't. I won't. I don't want to
Unless
blow
they
up a
have-
spot, but
you know.
there's a pawn shop out here that spells their name with two K's, and the words don't have K's in them in real
Yeah,
life.
pawn shop. There's no K.
No, and I know, but then let's say it's like Clay County pawn shop. It would be spelled with K's, like Clay County pawn shop, and it was like. And I was like, oh, that's not good. I was like, they made a decision to spell those with K's. Oh, it's like pawn and gun shop or something specifically. But then I found out they're owned by black people. So I'm like, well, I guess those K's are rapper K's. I don't know.
They're silent.
Yeah. I was like, I guess those K's are okay then. I don't know. They're okay.
I do have to do verbal warm-ups before shows because I will trip over myself.
Oh, I do.
What's
I do
funny
that,
is
like-
I don't, or sometimes I do, and then I usually don't. But then when I do, I'm like, oh, I did a lot better, and I always forget to do the verbal warm ups, like mainly opening my mouth
Yes.
because I talk with my mouth too closed sometimes.
I'm a mumbler.
Yeah,
so
I
I
am
have
too,
to. Like
yeah.
I don't talk, but I do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys can't hear my mouth, but that's what I was doing.
What?
No, I was doing.
just
that-
kidding.
I was doing the exercises, but you can't. I just
Yeah,
realized
oh,
it's a
right,
podcast.
yeah. Well,
you can't see
we
it.
have visual.
Anyway,
At least Spike is watching. Hi, Spike.
Spike watches everything.
Yeah,
you know,
he does.
Yeah, and thank you.
There's something I was gonna say. What did I say? Let's save it for the podcast. I said that a second ago. And what were we talking? We were about to talk about something, and I said, "Wait, let's save it for the podcast."
I'm sorry ruining it with the keep clay clean.
Click, click, clean.
No, that you've brought more to this podcast than I ever will.
Yeah.
With keep clay clean.
Keep clay clean. See, I can't even do it. I can't even
No,
do it
it's-
when I'm
it's
thinking
crazy.
about it.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard to do.
I had a hard time reading it.
Yeah, it's hard. It was hard to read. I mean, we know English isn't your first language.
Yes,
so-
exactly.
You did ask me to Google Hungary, Moldova.
Yeah, what
yes,
happened
yes.
with that?
And I got a whole bunch of articles about EU membership, and I quit. I just
okay.
stopped
Yeah, I don't
looking.
know.
I don't want.
I'll look it up. I saw a headline that was like Moldova, because Moldova's had a lot of trouble financially. Like Moldova's the poorest country in Europe.
Yeah.
By far. Like there's no other country that's even as close to poor as they are. And Moldova was always kind of lumped in with Romania for years and years because they're very similar cultures, and I think they were probably the same country at one point.
And they both have a lot of vampires. from
Yeah,
what I
a lot of
understand.
vampires
I
over
mean,
there.
We also have vampires.
And Hungary too. Hungary and Moldova and Romania were all
Yeah, we were
kind of
like
cousins.
Hungary was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into history, but Hungary was a lot bigger back in the day.
but
So-
very big.
The
But
biggest.
that's what I thought you were gonna do. It sounded like you were going into a Trump impression for some reason.
I'm horrible with impressions. I cannot
Very
even do
big. Hungary was so big.
Yeah,
it was the
we can't do
biggest.
that.
It was the biggest country in Europe.
I cannot even do a Hungarian accent.
Huge.
Like that's how bad I am.
Huge country.
Huge.
All right, I lost you guys with the Trump impression.
Yeah, I don't know where this podcast has gone off the rails. We are now talking Trump. We're talking Trump today. We're you're a big Trump fan, I heard.
Oh, yeah, yes, that's why I'm wearing a red hat. I'm not wearing a red hat. But
Yeah, you messed that up. You're wearing a train conductor's hat.
That's what. So because I keep switching hats, right? I started with no hat when I started comedy. Then I went into baseball hat. Then I'm like, okay, a lot of people are wearing baseball hats. So I went into the new. Do you remember my newspaper hat phase?
Yeah, the newspaper hat. Newsboy hat.
Newspaper boy hat. And then everybody confused me with Buck. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not.
Oh
doing
yeah,
that.
people still confuse me with Buck, and I don't even wear that kind of hat. I wear a baseball cap, but it's the glasses, the hat, and the beard. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
which is funny because like all three of us look very different.
It's totally.
I could
different.
kind of understand me and Buck maybe because we're
No,
both big
not
guys maybe, but like
I don't
we
know.
all three of us look very different and we
Yes.
get confused for each other for some reason.
Beards, glasses, and hats.
That's it. Yeah, that's the only combination. Well, you are
need a
bald. Like you take off your hat and you're bald, and so is Buck.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I'm not bald.
No, you're
so
not.
I don't want to be mistaken for Buck because I'm not bald.
You are an imposter.
I'm not one of you guys.
You're an imposter
But-
for bald people.
But
Yes.
people don't know that when you have your
Yeah,
hat
that's
on.
true.
Yeah.
Well, I used to wear a newsboy hat, not to do comedy, but because people who wear those are idiots. But I used to wear, I used to wear a newsboy hat like in college, like, and I had it for years. And then one of my professors called it a cheese cutter hat. And I was like, that sounds weird. I was like, this sounds like you're being racist, like, right? Like, because he was trying to say Italian, like, it's like
Oh,
only
okay, yeah.
Italians wear these hats, and I'm Italian, and I was
Yeah.
like, then I stopped wearing it after that for some reason.
So the funny thing is, Buck is not even wearing.
Well,
newspaper boy
he
hat.
is, but he doesn't wear it closed.
No, it's
He
a
wears it
different
open.
one. It's a different kind of hat. It's a completely
Oh yes,
different
it's
kind of hat.
it's a Peaky Blinders hat.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
Peaky
Peaky
Blinder
Blinders
hat. It's
because it's bigger here. It's got like
Yes.
it's got like seams here.
Yeah.
and a
No, it's a different kind
that
of
is a little
hat.
bit different. Yeah, you're
So
right.
anyway, and I'm like, yeah, nobody's gonna confuse me with anybody else. So I started wearing these hats, which is like a military hat.
Yeah,
It has like little.
yeah, because you
someone
wanted to
else
look
in the
like
pocket.
you were Cuban.
Yes, exactly.
With the beard, you wanted to be communist. You're like, it doesn't help. I have this accent.
Yeah,
I
right.
decided to just lean into it and wear a communist hat.
I have a Che T-shirt, Che Guevara.
Shout out Che Guevara. I know he listens.
Beyond.
He's a big fan of the
fan.
show.
Yeah. You're my favorite.
What were we talking about? So anyway, Hungary,
Hungary,
and Moldova, they're going to be the same country pretty soon.
Hats.
Yes. So here's the thing: what the Ukrainian president said. He told the EU that he rather replace Hungary with Ukraine. So they want to join and kick Hungary out. I'm like, oh, okay. That
wait.
was like last week.
Ukraine said they want to kick Hungary out.
But no, they said, hey, we are ready to take over from Hungary for Hungary. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
so Ukraine's not part of the EU, is
No.
what you're saying?
No,
and,
no,
and
no.
Hungary is.
Yes.
And Ukraine's like, why do they have to kick Hungary out? Why can't Hungary and
No,
Ukraine
but it's
be
just a beef. Like Hungary vetoes every kind of.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's like, you know.
Because they don't get enough food because they're hungry all the time?
No, they're trying to give money, but
they're
whatever.
hangry.
Hangry. Yes, we are
What?
hungry.
So wait, so Ukraine is not part of the EU.
No.
Okay.
Or the NATO.
Or NATO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they want to get there, right?
Here's my big question about politics in general. Why are Europe and Asia considered separate continents? They're the same landmass.
Well, yes. Here's the thing about that. I have gone down the rabbit hole with these continental divides, because when you were in school, you were probably taught they were 1, 2,
7 continents.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you were taught there were 7 continents.
Yep.
There was Australia, which is actually Oceania. That's the continent. Is Oceania. The country is Australia. Oceania, Antarctica. Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, South America. Now, some countries teach that there are only 5 continents. That North and South America are the same continent because they connect barely in Panama.
So I
But
can understand that.
There is a cultural there are 2 different types of definitions for continent. There is a cultural divide, and then there is also a landmass divide, or there's actually 3. And then there's a tectonic plates divide. So if you go by the tectonic plates, there is an Asian tectonic plate and a European tectonic plate.
Yeah, it's like
So at some point they were separate landmasses and combined into one. So and then same with North and South America, they are separate tectonic plates. And then same with Oceania and and Antarctica. So that's why they're in Africa. That's why that's where the 7 kind of came from, and then somewhere along the line they decided the definition of a continent was a landmass surrounded by water. And then it was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. That's what they told us in school. It's a landmass surrounded by water. And it's like, well, what about Europe and Asia? Like right away, all of us were like, Europe and Asia are the same landmass. But I think if you go by the tectonic plates definition of what a continent is, now, they are the same now. They are the same landmass now.
Yep.
But at some point, they were separate landmasses and came together, is what I believe. Now, I am an idiot. We're all idiots.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But I think that's what it was. And then the cultures of Asia and Europe are so different that they're like, these are different culturally. So they're separate continents, although Russia's in both.
We also look very different.
Who? Who's we? What do you mean we?
Europeans and Asians.
Europeans and Asians?
Yes.
Well, depends on what part of Asia. They got Russians in Asia.
I guess, yeah.
They got Russians in Asia. They got Indians in Asia.
Right.
They got regular Asians in Asia. they got Chinese people in Asia.
They've got Caucasians.
They got Caucasian. Yeah, what about a Caucasian?
Yeah, actually, I'm a Caucasian.
They got Japanese people in Asia.
Not a lot because they just stay on their island. You know.
They got
euthanasia.
They got euthanasia.
A lot of countries have that, from what I understand.
There's Micro-Asia, real short Asians.
Yes. Micronesia? Oh, is that a Zoolander joke?
Wait.
Zoolander.
Is it micro? Is there a Micro-Asia?
Micronesia.
Micronesia. But what's this? Oh, I was thinking of Eurasia. No, what's Eurasia? No, that's not right. That's one.
Eurovision?
Eurovision. There's Eurovision. Don't forget about Eurovision.
No, I'm not forgetting. You guys seen that movie, right? The Eurovision movie?
No, but I know the story, and I know of Eurovision, the actual thing.
Yeah. So I was joking. We landed in Iceland a couple of years ago, and I was joking around with the Will Ferrell movie.
Right.
People hated it, so don't do that.
In Iceland, they don't like the movie?
I don't think they like the movie.
Oh, well, he probably didn't make them seem very good.
But it's a hilarious movie if you've seen it. I don't know.
I've seen it. It was It's been a while. I've seen
Rachel
bits
McAdams.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
Because you're American.
Yeah.
You're not from Iceland.
Well, what was it? Who is it? Kazakhstan hated Borat until they realized it boosted their tourism.
Oh, of course.
And then they loved Borat. Now Borat's everywhere. Borat's on all their billboards and stuff like that. All right. Well, we should go into today's topic a little bit.
Yes.
All right.
With today's topic, it didn't take us long to get back to food. We tried to take a break from food, but now we're back. Today's topic is, I got to go to my computer to push the button. It is.
It says it.
Soup
swap day. Today is soup swap day.
Yeah.
That sounds gross.
Yeah.
That sounds like we're going to spit in each other's mouths.
Yeah, that is not what the plan is, and I don't believe that's what the day's about.
All right, everybody line up. I'm going to put each of them in my mouth and spit into your mouth like a baby bird. We have soup swap day. We have each brought a soup. Now, did you guys make these soups homemade?
I did.
Or did you buy yours?
I made mine.
You made
homemade.
yours homemade. I made mine homemade.
Mm-hmm.
This is a family recipe. I made that up. It's my recipe, so it's my family's recipe. I have one. Here's a controversial thing. I'll start with mine. I made chili.
Ooh.
Is chili a soup?
Yes.
I do not consider chili a soup. But
Menu-wise, it would be in the soup section.
Sure. To me, it's more like a stew.
It is more like a stew. Yeah. That is true. It is more like a stew. But I actually think chili is its own category.
Sure.
So, because you can have because you have different types of chili. You have a white chili, chicken chili, turkey chili. It's like, I feel like chili is the way you make it and the spices you use.
See, I don't think that a stew and a soup are separate things.
That's true.
I think stew.
A soup is a type of soup.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did you just say that the soup and a stew is not a separate thing?
Well,
there are separate words for a reason.
Yeah, but I think what he's saying, it's like square and rectangle. It's like a stew is a type of soup. A stew is a thick, hearty soup.
Yeah. So
maybe they're all soups.
Sure, yeah.
So all stews are soups, but not all soups are stews.
Right. Mm-hmm, and so like I would say yours is kind of stewy.
Respectfully disagree. Yes,
Yours is very stewy.
Yes, it's a little bit stewy, but it's actually a soup.
Do you use broth? Do you use broth?
No.
Well, then it's not a soup. It's a
No,
stew.
I use water, but I didn't use any like vegetable broth or chicken broth or anything like that. So
What is this abomination made of then? No, we'll get to yours in a minute.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I would say on a menu you'd put chili under soups. So like you go to Chili's.
I got used to it here, but sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you eat it out of a bowl with a spoon. It's got tomatoes and liquid in it.
In Hungary, the soups are completely separate on a menu, even
Well, we're not in Hungary, are we?
because we have a lot of different kind of soups.
Yeah.
It's not like here.
It's a big
you
soup
have-
thing?
You have chili and that's it. You know what I mean?
We have more than chili. We have all the soups too. We have all the soups you have. You just don't look for them.
I'd like to point out that we're not about to get kicked out of the EU, so I think we're right.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? We are firmly. We know our place firmly as far as the EU is
The EU,
concerned.
yeah.
Nobody hates us over there. We passed the bowls.
Yes.
All right.
By the way, what is with this? Like, okay, first of all, you said that one pub. There was a pub. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. I think maybe the pub. No, I can't remember. But you said that one pub had really good English food, right?
Yes, really good English food.
Oh yeah.
What is
San
good
Augustine.
English food?
Like
Potatoes.
like Sunday roast, pot,
Oh yeah, I could see like a pot roast. Yeah, that's
shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie is very good. I do like
like
shepherd's
fish
pie.
stews, like
Yeah.
fish and chips, things
and
like
chips.
that.
That's true. That's true. I guess that's right. I guess they're but the problem is I've been on TikTok for the past 4 years, and every time, and I think they're doing it to mess with us. I think it's a troll. But British people get on there and be like, "This is such good food. I can't believe Americans don't eat this." And they have something called like a chip sandwich,
Yeah.
and it's literally French fries on a sandwich, French fries with 2 white bread, and that's it. And it's like, and they're like, "This is delicious." And then sometimes they put like beans on that, and it's like, "What are you
Actually, it
guys
sounds
eating?"
pretty good.
But it's like, but they eat this sludge sometimes, and I'm like, how in the world do you guys eat this? It's like everything I see on TikTok, their food is so bland and gross. And I'm just like, I did a TikTok about it. I was like, if I ever go, I stitched somebody and who was like showing their like English recipe for something. And I was like, that looks disgusting. Like I would never eat that. I was like, if I ever go to England, I'm just not going to eat the whole time I'm there. And like, it just sounds all gross. But I forgot about like shepherd's pie I do like shepherd's pie a lot. I do like that.
And like if you've ever had like a full English breakfast, things like that.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
like English
They're yes,
breakfast is good.
that is true. Their breakfasts are pretty good. I love a good English muffin.
Frankly, I could go to any country in the world and enjoy breakfast.
Yeah.
And
that
enjoy breakfast.
Yeah, I'm a
breakfast is going to be
I'm a
hard
breakfast
to
guy,
find a bad breakfast.
Right.
There's an Indian restaurant down the street, and they serve breakfast now. And I don't know what Indians eat for breakfast.
I'm pretty sure it's basically the same cuisine that they have other times of the day.
Just curry and rice or something.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm afraid this chili has gotten cold since we started talking. I heated it up 20 minutes ago. Oh, I probably gave you too much, huh?
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Yeah, you take the little one.
That's a smaller one.
Or do you want me to do even smaller?
Do smaller.
Okay.
I'm gonna have like a
Yeah.
bite.
Here.
Seriously, that's it right there.
Is that good?
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You eat
All
that
right. This
then.
is my chili. Now I'll have you take a taste test, and then we'll talk about what's in it.
All right. So I will notice there are some beans.
Yes. So take a taste test, and then you tell me what you think's in it.
Tomatoes, obviously. Tomatoes.
That
It's still a little warm.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
fine.
it's good.
Some kind of cheese.
Now the cheese is optional. I don't make it in the crock pot with the cheese. Yeah, get a bowl.
It seems like there's going to be a little bit of barbecue sauce or sugar in there. I think there's
I do put some sugar in there. Yeah.
yeah, there's a little bit of sweetness and there's a little bit of heat. It seems like it's from like a cayenne almost.
Or black pepper. Do you put black pepper in it?
I do put some black pepper in it. Yeah, you got that. But yes, there is some cayenne in it too. You guys are getting pretty. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
You so far so good.
I am good at eating.
I have yet to hear something that's not in it that you've said. That you haven't said anything so far that's not in it.
There's beef.
Beef, yeah.
There is some beef in it. Do you want some more? Want to taste any more?
Meat is fantastic.
I like it.
Yeah, that I like it. I'm as much as I like chili, I love soup I love stews. I like beans. I usually do not like
Hold your bowl
beans in my chili.
Oh,
I'm
you're more of a meat chili guy.
I'm more of a classic Texas style chili.
Oh,
But
like sirloin chili
right,
or
but
something like that.
And that's just a preference. I like this. I would definitely eat it and,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, I love
and,
beans.
and
I love
order
beans.
it.
Yeah,
But
I like beans a lot.
if I'm making it myself, I'm just doing Texas style. But yeah, that's fantastic. I'd order that all the
So
time.
I have won 3 chili contests.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I've won
I can see
Grand
that.
Prize 3 chili contests with 3 different chilies. I only brought one today. This is my standard chili. This is what I make when I want just plain chili.
Yep.
I also have a pumpkin chili,
Oh, wow.
which sounds weird, but it's delicious. It's very good.
Just like English food sounds gross.
It's very good though. That's the first contest I ever won was a pumpkin chili. Was with the pumpkin chili.
Did you tell them you put pumpkin in it?
Yes. In fact, I served it out of a jack-o'-lantern when I served it out of the
that's
out
really
of the
cool. I
pumpkin.
like
That
That's
sounds
cool.
awesome.
And we called it Jack's Brains.
Nice.
And they loved it. I won grand prize with that. Second one I won grand prize with was I think it was this one, my standard chili. I won grand prize with this too. And then the third one was a white chili, a white chicken chili. And now a white chicken chili, like it's very different than this. There's no tomato in it at all. It's chicken, still beans, but I put 3 kinds of beans in here. I put pinto, red beans, and black beans.
Okay.
Now, the only reason I put the black beans in is for color palette, like so that it looks interesting. Like if I put all the same color beans, it looks bland. It looks bland. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the visual of having the black beans in looks nice, but I also put something called ranch beans, and they're pinto beans that have already been seasoned.
Right.
And they're kind of like chili beans. They're very similar, but they're a little bit different of a flavor. So that's the standard chili. I have 3. It's a 3-bean chili, beef, and I get ground chuck instead of sirloin because the chuck has more fat in it,
Right.
and then it's better for the soup and it renders in the soup. And then sausage, hot Italian sausage.
That's
That's the cayenne that you're
Okay.
tasting is the hot Italian sausage.
Yep.
So there's hot Italian sausage, and then brown sugar, and then a bunch of Tony's Cajun seasoning,
Okay.
and then salt and black pepper,
I like it.
and onions. One whole onion.
Yeah, a lot of onion.
One whole diced onion in it. So that's the whole recipe, and crushed tomatoes and diced tomatoes. So you still get a tomato chunk every once in a while,
Yeah.
but it still makes it more
I mean,
soupy.
it is really good.
Yeah.
I do like
So that's
chili.
the
It's
standard
really good.
chili. I make it. I love to put it on French fries. I love to put it on baked potatoes.
Oh yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
That's good.
And then the white chili is all white beans, and then chicken and similar spices, similar amount of spices, and then cream. So it's a lot of cream and butter in the white chili.
Okay.
But yeah, I think my standard chili is my favorite
It's
of
very
the
good.
chilies I
It's very
make.
good.
Yeah.
I would try the pumpkin one, but it does sound disgusting.
It
And
does sound weird, doesn't it?
The
But
white
it-
chili sounds amazing.
Yeah, but the pumpkin one, yeah, the white, but yeah, all 3 that I've won chili contests with.
Okay.
So that's my chili. Now we'll move on to Emery. You want to do yours next?
Yes. All right. Let's do mine next.
We
So-
have more bowls if we want to do other bowls or same bowl. I'm fine either
I'm
way.
fine with the same.
Yeah.
Same bowl's fine.
Same bowl.
Yep.
So this is lentil soup. It's just kind of like a stew now.
All right, let's do the same thing. We'll taste it and see if we can
okay.
figure out what's in it.
All right. Is that
Yeah, it's perfect. Ah, I love it. Okay. Now, just looking at it, I can tell a couple of things, like carrots.
Yeah, I can see the carrots from here.
And
because you have to be healthy, you know. And if you want to whistle, do you guys have that in America? If you eat a lot of carrots, you can whistle.
What?
no,
I've never heard that.
Whatever.
That is one of the
I
weirdest
have never
things
heard that.
I've-
That is
I've
weirder than
ever
the
heard.
eyesight thing with the carrots.
Yeah.
You've heard that, right? That carrots can make you see better?
Yeah. Is that true?
Not exactly.
No, whistling is the same, so it's not true. Like I don't think it has anything to do with whistling. But that's how parents make kids eat carrots in Hungary.
Okay, so we already know there's lentils in it.
So the object is, hey, if you don't eat your carrots, you won't be able to whistle.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
That sounds like a terrible sales pitch. As much as my kids wanted to learn to whistle, I can't think of something that would have made them not want to whistle even more.
I'm gonna say potato, carrots, lentils, onions.
Yes. You're pretty good.
There's
There are two. I put some twists into this soup, so you guys cannot guess those probably.
almost a one. Want to say like this starts off with like
It's very good.
some celery or something
Oh, yeah, is there some
in
celery
there
or something
cooked
in
in. No.
So
Okay.
okay. So the funny, I just learned this recipe. It's a tradition in Hungary for the New Year's to eat a lentil for the next year to have more money. Right? So I learned my recipe. I called my mom. I'm like, hey, what is the recipe for this so I can make it? And I made it the first time. It was very soupy, a little bit of lentil. The second time, last week, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this better. So I doubled the lentils. And it became, you had to slice the soup with a
Yeah, it
knife
was so thick.
because it was so thick. And this, the third time, when Joey called, hey, can you make a soup? I'm like, sure. So this
You
is
got it right the third
this
time.
is the perfect one.
Bacon?
There is bacon,
Bacon in it?
Yes, there is bacon in
That's
it.
where I'm getting the meaty flavors
Yeah.
from the bacon.
There
and
is
the fat.
sweet potato.
Oh,
Peas.
sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
Peas.
Are there peas in
Are
it?
there peas?
No peas in it.
Oh,
I think it's just the lentils. That
But the sweet potato, I grew it in my backyard. So
Really?
yes, it's
this is
homemade.
fresh sweet potato
fresh-
from your
freshly
from your
ground.
ground.
wow.
And what was the other? Oh man, I put something else in it that I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a surprise. Whatever, but sweet potato is the biggest one.
We started off
potato,
with,
huh?
with soup swap day, and we turned into farm to table day.
Yeah. No, I like this a lot. This is very good.
Yeah. I'm
Thank you. It's
I'm also a
I
fan.
like it. My kids eat it, and that's all that matters. You know?
So I immediately I didn't immediately, but I was saying peas there at the end because it reminds me a lot of a split
pea soup, yeah.
which is one of my favorite
Same
things
color.
growing up.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's very similar to split pea
I
soup.
remember the other surprise. There are two kinds of lentils in it.
Oh.
So there is an orange lentil which completely went to pulp, and the brown lentil. So the orange one you can't really see, or it's called maybe red lentil. I don't know. I got it from the Russian store. So
Oh, that was delicious. And your mother taught you this recipe?
yeah,
Nice.
no, she's a really good cook.
I would like to point out I do not know what a lentil is,
Oh.
nor was I aware that there were multiple colors of them. So
There's more than
It's
two.
kind of like a pea, actually.
It is.
It's like a small pea.
it's some kind of grain, I thought. Or
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are green lentils, brown lentils, red lentils, yellow lentils, all kinds of lentils.
okay. Like I yeah, like
But I'm glad
I'd-
you guys liked it.
Yeah, I'd heard of it before. I know I've had a lentil in something before.
It's mostly in soups.
Just small lentil.
like soups, things like that. Like I've had enough soup to where I'm like, yeah, sure,
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I've never even thought about what a lentil is.
Green cup, buddy. Green cup.
Well,
on the counter.
lentil is money.
No.
In Hungary, you know,
there.
the more you eat, the you know.
That so we're eating money in Hungary. That's probably why you're getting kicked out of the EU.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
you guys
actually
gotta-
a
you guys
good
gotta get a
metaphor.
handle on that.
Quit
They are-
ingesting
they
your
are trying.
currency.
They're trying. Trying to get rid of it.
That's good. I'm gonna try a little more.
Oh
That's
yeah,
delicious.
definitely.
So you guys
All
have,
right, now
have that.
Bobby's
I actually brought a couple things that go on top of my soup because this is how I've been having it. So we've got a little bit of sour cream,
I like the sweet potato.
a little bit of cheese, and some cilantro.
Cilantro,
If
okay.
anybody wants it, I've made a creamy poblano chicken soup.
Oh, okay.
And so there is a.
Just based on the look of it, you are the most soupy out of all three of us. I
Yeah.
think that looks
Yeah.
like soup.
It
Yours
is
actually looks like more like soup.
Yeah.
it is thick, but yeah, I will.
Daniel, can you get me a paper towel, please? Right there. Right
Me
there.
too, please.
Paper towel.
I'm gonna eat this as a palate cleanser.
And please.
Oh, yeah.
have
Please, I want to enjoy.
Any or none. I know some people don't like cilantro. Some people don't like sour cream or cheese. So
I like all of it, and
Yeah.
I want to eat it the way you designed it, Bobby.
All right.
Chef Bobby.
go ahead and throw stuff on. And Joey, want to pass your plate this way?
Yeah, that yours is pretty thick too, though. Actually,
Yeah. I like all of these things.
now I do like to put cheese on my chili
You please.
and sour cream on the on my chili. Sometimes
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
I'll do that, especially when I put it like on fries and stuff.
I love sour cream. So when we were growing up, my breakfast used to be sometimes just a cup of sour cream with bread.
That's disgusting.
I love sour cream. I don't know if it's
No wonder they don't want you in the EU anymore. You guys are eating sour cream for breakfast.
no. I did. I don't think I met anybody else who did that, but I love sour cream.
I do like sour cream a lot.
I'm also a fan. I know that my father used to eat ketchup sandwiches. So
Yeah,
Ketchup
my
sandwiches,
brother
yeah.
used to do that.
yeah. So
Yeah,
All right.
which is why your father's not in the EU anymore either.
very true. Yeah. He learned.
All right, mix it together.
All right, so there's chicken,
There's definitely chicken.
There's sour cream.
there's sour cream. The chicken's very good. The chicken's
It's
very
really good.
moist and tender.
Did you use sous vide? Because I just bought a sous vide
So-
box.
So I made the soup. I used a store-bought rotisserie chicken
Okay.
because I only have so many hours in the day. But yeah, it's very simple. Mostly the stuff
I love this.
Have,
So
have
what's-
in the house?
Okay.
this-
Wait. So I can see definitely some kind of spice in there. Oregano, maybe? Oregano?
Well, there's some corn in here.
Oregano?
There is corn. There's no oregano. Trying to think. It's
There's lentils in here from his soup.
This is delicious, Bobby. That's awesome.
thank you. Yeah, and please have more. There's plenty.
So what's in this soup?
All right, so put that there. So we've got onions, garlic, roasted poblano peppers. We've got chicken stock, cream cheese,
Tomato.
no tomato.
What is that? I thought it was like a tomato.
Nope, that is part of that's chicken
it's a
chunk.
meat. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then salt, pepper, and yeah.
Now, those
that-
poblano peppers are doing the heavy lifting on this. That's very
Yeah.
good. I like them. I like
Yeah.
them a lot. How long do you cook your? Oh, I meant to ask you too, but like how long do you cook your soup? Like how long do you let it cook?
So this soup's ready in about half an hour. The prep work, like I throw the poblano pepper in a air fryer for like eight
nice.
or 9 minutes to get the outside
Okay.
crispy. You can throw it in a paper bag so it gets
Okay.
moist. So instead of fire roasting it, you just do it that way. It's easy.
Huh.
And then everything is ready after you chop it up, having about half an hour. But the longer you let it simmer, the better
Yes,
it gets.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and also cream corn is in there, kind of adding some
Oh,
of that cream.
corn.
Yep.
Okay.
It was easier to use a can of cream corn than a bag of frozen corn.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
Okay, so mine is because of the meat. So I put it in a pressure cooker. So I saute the onions. I throw the potatoes on there for a little bit, and then I put the rest of the ingredients, and I do it for about 30 minutes because of the meat.
So with mine, well, yeah, I cook them. So you put the bacon in raw.
Yeah.
And let it cook. Yeah. So with mine, I cook the meat first, but not all the way. Like I cook the meat to mostly cooked, and then I put it in, and then I put everything in a crock pot, and I leave it in the crock pot. I like to go 6 hours. I like to let the chili simmer for 6 hours in the crock pot, and then I don't season it until it's done cooking, until the 6 hours are up, because I want the I want the meat flavor to get into everything, and I want everything to work together. And I've already put the ranch beans in, so they already have seasoning. So that all gets in there, and then I put all the seasoning in at the end for the last like maybe half hour. I let it simmer with more seasoning, and I put a whole raw onion. Oh. I don't saute it ahead of time. I just put the whole raw onion in.
So
6 hours. That's it. 6 hours is gonna be enough.
Yes, that onion's gonna be pretty soft. Yeah.
One of the fun things that I get to do with this recipe is I saute onions and garlic, and then once those are kind of ready, you throw the poblano pepper that's been roasted in there. Yeah. Add the stock, and then I get to use an immersion blender. I got an immersion.
Oh, that's
blender.
why I'm not getting chunks of pepper in
right,
there.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So you kind of make it into the soup, then you add the chicken and the corn.
Wait, so soup is just liquid food?
What?
I mean, pretty much. Okay, what is the easiest crockpot recipe you know, Joy?
Actually, you know what? Pulled pork is a pretty easy crockpot recipe. It takes a long time, but it's super easy because all you do is you put the raw pork in, and I cook the pulled pork with root beer.
Yes, so that's the easiest recipe I ever heard of. It's just
just
root beer and
and
pork,
pulled pork.
That's it.
What?
Root
It is
beer and a pork
crazy.
roast.
I've never like that.
And it's good. It's
Yeah,
good
it's
too.
very good.
It's really good.
Really?
Now you
is
can't
so weird.
don't get diet. It's got to be got to have the full sugar. Got to get full sugar root beer. You put in a 2 liter of root beer and a pulled pork, and that's it. You don't put anything else, and it's so
that's
good.
what I wanted to get
But you
at,
got to
yeah.
slow cook it though. It takes like. Oh, I
8
usually do
hours.
it overnight. I'll slow cook it overnight.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Had you not told me this during a podcast, I would have called you a psychopath and probably ended the friendship.
No, it's so
It is
good.
really
It's
good.
really good.
That I'm flabbergasted. I don't know if I'm going to try it at home because
Oh, it's really good.
I'm the only person in my house who really likes pulled pork.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I can only eat so much. Like
Yeah.
I cannot, I have to
So
have something.
now the key to that though is after the crock pot, after it's been cooked, and then you go to pull it, you gotta take the fat off first. So the flavor's already in there. You don't need to eat that fat because now it's just mushy, gross stuff. So you take the fat off, throw that away, then you pull it, so that you're not pulling the fat into it, and then it's much better. Like at least I think texturally, and you don't get it's not as greasy then.
I don't
as
know.
you go
Last
to
time
eat
I made it with sirloin, and there was no fat on it.
Oh, sirloin's not. Yes, sirloin's not pulled
But it
pork.
was also like $30.
Yeah, sirloin's. Now you've got pulled. That's beef sirloin.
Wait, I don't know, but I bought some kind of pork that did not have fat on it.
Oh, was it a pork chop or
It was
something?
very expensive. Yeah, it was funny. I'm like, this is like some fancy gourmet pulled
We used to
pork,
get a picnic roast, is what it was called, I think.
Oh, okay.
A picnic? I forget. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, you can use pretty much any pork product except for the ham to make pulled pork.
Yeah.
But it's it was root beer and pulled pork. That's
so
it.
I've got to ask this question: Have you ever heard of you're making meatballs in the crock pot and you use grape jelly for it? Because
No.
Wait, in the crock pot?
Yeah, you're making meatballs like appetizer kind of meatballs with like barbecue sauce, and people put grape jelly in it.
No.
I've never heard of that.
That's a big thing up like where I grew up. Like
Really?
I was never like I don't like it. They're like, well, it adds an important sweetness. I'm like, use honey, use something
That's
besides
weird.
grape
yeah,
jelly.
that's weird. Grape jelly.
No.
Well, I know at IKEA, they have the Swedish meatballs, which aren't Swedish, that they co-opted. Did you know that?
No.
Swedish meatballs aren't from Sweden. They're Turkish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
okay.
meatballs they make are actually Turkish meatballs, but Sweden's,
and
I don't know,
Stole it.
stole it.
And they use the lingonberry jam.
Yeah, the lingonberry jam, I've had that. I've dipped a Swedish meatball in the lingonberry jam, and it's pretty good.
No, it's good. It's good.
tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But grape jelly sounds weird to
Yeah,
do
it
for but you're talking about like Italian-style meatballs?
No, this is like barbecue style. Like you have them on.
I guess that's maybe a little better.
Yeah,
Because
and
Italian style, I'm picturing like all of the Italian spices in it,
Right.
and I'm picturing pork and beef usually is Italian style.
right, and the thing is, like I've had them. It tastes fine. It just adds
yeah.
a little bit of sweetness. I'm like, you can get sweetness from
Yeah,
something
it's just weird.
else.
Yeah, that is a little odd.
Do you guys have a good meatloaf recipe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
I have a good meatloaf recipe. Mine involves Ruffles cheddar potato chips.
Oh wow!
An entire bag of Ruffles cheddar potato chips.
Like, you cook it in there, or
You cook it in
afterwards?
the meatloaf. So you take this is specifically a cheddar meatloaf. So it's going to be very cheese heavy. So you get like maybe a cup or maybe more of cheddar cheese, shredded cheddar cheese. I usually get sharp cheddar. I like sharp cheddar. And then you get the cheddar Ruffles, and you crush up the cheddar Ruffles in the bag. You crush them up till they're real small. Then you mix it in with, whatever, 2 pounds of beef. And what else do I mix in there? Some seasoning and stuff like that. But the main thing is like, it's the shredded cheese and because you usually put breadcrumbs, right, in meatloaf.
Yeah.
Breadcrumbs or crackers.
That's what I do instead of breadcrumbs or crackers. I put Ruffles cheddar potato chips.
Okay.
And it's really good. And then I coat it with barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I need to because I haven't found. I made a couple of times, and I haven't found one that I liked.
So
I like this one a lot.
I'm gonna let everyone in on a little family secret here. My mom used to make great meatloaf, and then one day she decided to change her recipe, and it was not well met. And I was at the age where I felt that I could say that something was not good and say it in an improper. And I love my mom. I respect her.
How old were you? It was last year?
Yeah. I was late 40s.
Yeah. No, I remember standing up to my mother about food
Yeah,
for
I
the
know,
first
I
time.
know.
Where she makes this meal. Sorry, Mom. She makes this meal called tuna and noodles, and I always hated it. And she liked it because it gave you a little protein, and then it was basically just Velveeta cheese, tuna, and those like egg noodles,
Yeah. Add peas.
Yeah, something like that, stuff like that. I never liked it, and I probably would have liked it better if it wasn't tuna, maybe, because tuna, I don't mind tuna, but not in that setting.
Right.
So I hated it every time we made it, and I was 22, I think, and she made tuna and noodles. I was home from college. She made tuna and noodles, and I ate like the side dish. I was on my way out, or something. I ate the side dish, did something else, and then left. And I was about to leave. She's like, "Wait, you got to have some tuna and noodles. You need some protein." I was like, "Mom, I'm 22. I think it's time I told you I've always hated tuna and noodles. And now I'm old enough that I don't have to eat it." And then we never talked about it again.
Or talk at all.
Yeah, and now we don't talk at all. And
Yeah.
but I never liked it. And I was finally at 22. I'm like, I can stand up to my mother about this food that I don't like. That I
It's
never liked
very
it.
funny. I only have one food. I pretty much eat everything mostly.
Yeah.
There is one food that I still cannot eat, and I don't know what the English word for it. This is the inside of a pig, the stomach, the inside
Oh,
of the
haggis.
stomach.
Yeah, haggis or no, that's sheep. Are you talking about menudo?
I don't know.
No,
That's what I'm
the
saying. I don't know
Mexican-
what
That's the Mexican.
like. I have not.
Tripe.
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 That's
That's
it.
what it
That's
is.
tripe.
Tripe.
Yeah, menudo. It has
Ooh.
tripe in it.
Ooh.
Menudo is a soup that has
Like
tripe in it.
even now, I
Yeah.
cannot even think of it.
It has to
think
be
about it.
cooked right, and I have to be really into it. And I don't think I could do it now, just because every time I've had it, it's been so.
So my
It is such a weird
It's
thing.
tough to eat. It's a.
I don't
it's
know.
A bad
I never
texture,
liked
too.
it, and I
s-
still don't.
I served my mission for my church in San Diego, and we had a lot of Mexican people there, and I only had it once. I had because they make menudo, which has tripe in it, or they call it tripe, and I had it once, and it was. It's so like it tastes. I'm good with the cilantro. It's I don't even know. It's like it tastes old, like old meat. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just
No,
has
it's-
such a
it-
bad. I don't know. I only ever had it once, and it was terrible. And it's a breakfast food in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Menudo. Yeah. Well, like I could go anywhere and eat breakfast. It would be a tough eat, but yeah, it would be good. I had it a lot with Asian cooking because we had very good Thai friends growing up who.
And they would cook with tripe a lot.
Well, we'd go to like dinner parties, and it would be like I say dinner parties. It was my mom's like study group for like her college master's thing, and like it would be a Thai family, a Chinese family, a Japanese family, a Korean family, and they'd all bring food, and I got to eat all the stuff. I never knew what I was eating, but it was always good.
Yeah. I like Korean food a lot, actually.
Korean food's fantastic.
Korean food's very good. I like. Have you been to a Korean barbecue like where you'd cook it in front, like you do it yourself?
Orlando has a really good restaurant.
Yeah, we went to one in Orlando. I don't remember where it was though.
You and me?
No, I just mean my family. I mean we as in my family. We went there and they had robots.
I've been trying to go there for years, and I need to go.
And it was good. But there's a new one in you know where the new town center is in it's like got Walmart and Ross and all that. And
Are we talking about Orlando?
no, here.
Oh,
here.
I was gonna say no.
No, here in it's like on the border of
Yes.
Duval and St. Johns County.
Yes. Yep.
There is just down the road from there, not too far from Spliffs. There's a new place, a new Korean barbecue, and it's really good. I don't know how to pronounce the name of it. Do you remember the name of it, Daniel? He's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah, though it has a conveyor belt. But it's not a conveyor belt, remember? There's not actually a conveyor belt. It's magnets. Do you remember? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that one. The one we went to with Ellen. Well, we did go to the one with the cat. That was Orlando. We did with the cat robots and the conveyor belts. Stuff just comes by in a conveyor belt and you pick it up, the vegetables.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that in this new one here in Jacksonville is like that, but it's not a conveyor belt, it's magnets. And they go under the thing, and then each bowl has a magnet at the bottom of it, and it slides along. It's really crazy.
Wow. That is kind of cool. There's
It's really good, though.
The Korean barbecue
Never
place.
seen magnets before.
I have never seen a magnet before.
I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, magnets, that's what they
metal
do.
sticks together.
But it doesn't look, so you don't see the magnets.
Yeah,
That's what's
I
so
get
cool
it.
about it. It just looks like a bowl moving across the counter.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's the Korean barbecue spot right across from the Orange Park Mall.
Yes, I've been to that one. That one's very good. Yeah, that one's good.
I'm a
But the new one I like better than the one by
Okay.
Orange Park Mall. But yes, I like that one too. That one's called like Top Pot. That's what it's called.
Yeah. You know, there is one restaurant near the Orange Park Mall, and it's a gumbo place.
There's a gum. Oh, wait, I've heard of this.
So I used to know the old owners before the
Yeah.
pandemic. I mean, they were old. I think they
And
were
did they
from
just
New
sell
Orleans
gumbo?
or something. That's their main dish, right?
Daniel, can you check Daniel? Can you check my phone and make sure it's still video recording? Can you make sure my phone is still video? Okay, it is. Okay. Our producer Daniel.
He's
He can't be bothered. He's playing Nintendo DS.
he is getting full IMDb credits for this one.
Yeah, right. We'll
Nothing.
tell you when you're older. So we usually do what shows have you done, what shows you're about to do. So what shows have you done recently?
I did Shroglow.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that. And it went really well?
Yeah, it went really
Yeah,
well.
that's
I
good.
actually, so I never spend time in, if I go out of town for like Atlanta, I usually stay there for the night. But other than that, I just drive back. And I never stayed in Brunswick, and I was like, I might as well. I rented an Airbnb, and I stayed there. And I walked around in the city in the morning, and it was amazing. It's a very small, it's a small city.
Right.
But I had a good time because I usually just go do the show at nighttime, so I don't see the city at all.
Yeah, me too.
And
At Brunswick.
yeah, and I stayed there. I had a great breakfast, and it was awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and I have Bedlam show coming up, and I'm
Tomorrow night?
No, next in February.
Oh, in February.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do Gainesville, Woolly something
But you don't have any idea when they are?
in February.
Look up Imre and Mehesz.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's your Instagram handle?
Oh, everything is on iamstandup.com.
I am.
Yes.
So the letter I, the letter
I
M.
always do this. So people stop me on the streets, right? Sometimes.
People stop you on the streets, huh?
Yeah, and they're
What's
like, "Hey, what's your social?" I'm like, "I am stand up," and they're, "What? I am stand up?" I'm like, to me, it was so obvious because of my name,
Right,
And it's
right.
iamstandup.com. I'm like, this is genius, and I get into the conversations every time. What is it? How do you?
Hey,
So-
you might, and this is just me. You might want to say I'm stand up.
Then maybe. I don't know. I would try, but yeah, that's my social, that's my website, and everything.
Yeah.
Did you just mix two soups together, Joey? Is that what-
It's just the leftovers getting.
It's like a yin and yang of soups.
Yeah, that's how most soups made. They just take all
yeah.
all the liquids, put in a pot, blend it.
So I will say this about our selections: vastly different selections.
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
glad-
yeah.
I'm glad-
Very different selections. So I think we didn't plan anything ahead of time or anything.
Nope.
So that's good. We didn't like all bring chicken noodle or something like that.
Right. I was very much thinking about doing a chili. I just did not have time.
Yeah, that's they're all delicious too. They're all completely different and very good soups.
Yeah. So Joey hit me up and he was like, "Can you make a soup?" I'm like, "I can make this soup that I just learned." And my son helped me make it. So
Oh,
I
that's
was chopping.
nice.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Yeah, this is great. I'm actually supposed to take food to work next week for a potluck.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I will make soup. And I definitively declared that today. After I'm like, okay, I can.
And
do
if
this.
you want to hear about it, you can download our podcast tomorrow. All right. So where are you going to be, Bobby?
On Wednesday, January 22nd, I will be at the Comedy Zone as part of the Best of Jacksonville series.
Yes.
I am very much looking forward. Please come out. We want to get these shows going, and because we're talking it up, the headliner that night, Danny Johnson.
Yeah, Danny
Oh,
Johnson.
he's-
Yeah.
He's amazing,
Johnson's
and
great.
he is recording a special 2 nights later
Yeah.
in Atlanta as part of.
I know. I would be. I was gonna. I've already got stuff going on that weekend, or I would go up there for the recording. It's gonna be pretty cool. There's a lot of cool people gonna be there.
Yes,
for that festival.
I'm still kind of debating if I'm going to make it.
Wait,
know.
which festival is that?
I don't remember the name of it, but
Honest Fox Comedy Festival.
oh, is that what it's
Oh,
called?
wow.
Yeah, it's the media company that promotes all of these artists, and it's the group that really
Brian Bates.
Brian Bates.
is one of them.
They're the ones that really helped Leanne Morgan take that big leap
Yeah, yeah.
she has recently.
Who was the other? There was 2 there that I was very interested in seeing. Brian Bates and then a female.
There were I probably
who was it?
know the names.
I can't remember,
I might,
but
I'm not gonna look it up. I don't care.
but anyway.
I don't care that much.
Anyway, I thought it was a very interesting lineup. There were some great comics. I was very interested in going, but I'm busy that weekend. I won't be able to go.
Yeah.
But anyway, you've got Comedy Zone coming up, and then I've got January 31st. We've got Barley and Pie again.
Barley and Pie.
Wes Johnson, he was a guest on the show
Yep.
a couple of weeks ago. Wes Johnson will be our headliner for that night. And then in March, I just booked a whole run through South Florida in March. I'm doing Pompano Beach and then Isla Mirada, the Keys. I'm doing the Keys in March, at the end of March, March 27, 28, and 29, I think. So check my website and stuff for that. Everything is Joey Nickel 0.05 except for Instagram. Instagram is Joey 5 cent, which now I should have just done them all the same.
Yeah.
But Joey Nickel 0.05. But I should have just done Joey 5 cent for all of them, probably.
I like that. Joey
Joey
5
5
cent.
cent.
Good. Yeah.
But I don't know why I wanted to keep the name. I wanted it to look uniform, Joey Nickel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, that's what they are.
I forgot to say Bobby Parker comedy. That's all my stuff.
Bobby Parker Comedy. You can find him
Smart.
social media, all that.
Thanks for having me. Definitely.
thanks
it was
for-
delicious.
thanks for being here.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
this was great. Anything you want to
No,
bring
that's
up?
good, that's it.
You want to talk about Russia at all? Or?
I don't know when they're gonna catch me.
You want to give us some reasons why Hungary should stay in the EU?
You want to give us some reasons why the EU should exist at all?
No, it should exist. I think the EU is a good idea.
Well, I'll take your word for it. I'm never gonna go. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm definitely not gonna eat if I go to England. But I would like to go to Italy. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. This has been Today is Soup Swap
Soup
Day.
Swap Day.
I'm Joey Nickel.
I'm Bobby Parker.
Imre Mehesz.
Thank you for listening to Today Is. See you tomorrow.
Have a good one.